Now we'll study about Darwinism. Darwin is considered as father of evolution. Charles Darwin. Charles Darwin. He traveled in a ship called as HMS Beagle. He conducted world tour. He visited all the island and many of the places. He observed so many things, and then he gave some conclusion that is known as Darwinism. Darwinism, the theory of Darwinism in the field of evolution is a widely accepted theory. He gives four concepts. One is, the first one, overproduction of offspring. Second one, struggle for existence. Struggle for existence. Third one, survival of the fittest. Survival of the fittest. And fourth one, natural selection. See, overproduction of offspring, struggle for existence, survival of the fittest, and natural selection. Let us study one by one. According to Darwin, all living organisms, they produce more number of offspring or the young one, whether it is plant or animal. So that is overproduction. Why do they produce more number of offspring? So that they have to struggle for their existence. They have to struggle for their existence. For food, for shelter, for mating, they have to struggle. And during this struggle, one who is fit survives and other die. So survival of the fittest. And one who survives, who selected them by giving all this competition? Nature selected him or selected them. So nature selects the fit one. That's why his theory is popularly known as theory of natural selection. Let me give you a best example of this kind. Let me give you best example. A single fish at a time lays hundreds of eggs, sometimes thousands. So hundreds of eggs. And hundreds of eggs hatch out into hundreds of fishlings, the small fishes. That's why it is overproduction of offspring. Now, within those hundreds of fishes, there occurs the competition. They struggle for their existence. They have to struggle for their food. They have to struggle for their shelter. They have to struggle for mating. Generally, it is called as intra-specific competition. They compete among themselves. Now, all of them will not get food. All of them will not get shelter. All of them will not get to mate with their partners. So one who gets all this, they survive. After struggle, they survive. And they are the fit one. How many of them survive? Because even the predators are there who wait for their food and they start attacking on them, they kill them. So out of hundreds of fishes, very few, maybe 20 or 30 survives of each parent. And why they survived? Because nature selected them. They are fit to live in the nature. And that is natural selection. Now imagine in the beginning itself, if the fish would have laid 10 or 20 eggs, none of them would have survived. None of them would have survived. And this is the theory of natural selection. We can give one best example for natural selection. We can give example of DDT. DDT is dichloro-diphenyl trichloroethane. It is an insecticide. Generally, it was sprayed few years back to kill the insects, especially mosquitoes. And most of the mosquitoes died because of the application of DDT. But some of the mosquitoes got adjusted with this chemical. They did not die. Their body got adjusted, their physiological activities got adjusted with this, and they survived. Very few of them survived. And when they gave birth to their young ones retained that capacity in them. And today what the mosquitoes we have, they are DDT resistant mosquitoes. So this is also natural selection. In nature they got selected. But today, when Darwin proposed his theory, we were unaware of all this gene, DNA and all that. But today, his theory and the modern theory, the modern genetic concept, the modern genetic knowledge is combined. And it is now called as Neo-Darwinism. Especially one theory is incorporated, that is theory of mutation. Mutation is sudden change in the genetic pattern, and mutational theory of evolution was proposed by scientist Hugo de Vries. This mosquito would have undergone mutation to adjust themselves to that DDT, and same genetic makeup were seen in its offspring also, and thus they survived. This is natural selection. Like this we can give many examples for natural selection. To summarize Darwin's theory, first one, overproduction of offspring. Second one, struggle for existence. Third one, survival of the fittest. And fourth one, natural selection.